Sweet green in the sweet red. That's terrible. The salad bowl chain dropping 7.5% after missing sales and earnings estimates and cutting guidance. The company seeing particular weakness among younger diners. It and other chains like Cava and CMG Chipotle are down double digits over the last 2 weeks. For more on these trends, let's bring in Kate Rogers. Kate.
Hi, Melissa. You said it was a tough quarter for Sweetgreen. Same-store sales fell 9.5%. Company saying they were flat in September and October, running now at low double-digit drops. Sweetgreen CEO John Neiman saying last night on the earnings call, quote, "I think it's pretty obvious that the consumer is not in a great place overall." He talked about younger consumers. They're eating less at Sweetgreen and Cava and Chipotle, all three names seeing big declines this week and on the year. Another takeaway so far from this quarter, lower-income consumers pulling away from quick-service chains. McDonald's CEO noting a bifurcated consumer with lower income traffic across the sector down double digits. A similar pullback taking place at Wingstop, but then upper income consumers were visiting some of those QSR chains more. Starbucks and Dutch Bros, though, bucking that trend with younger consumers. Starbucks building momentum in its back to Starbucks plans with U.S. comps flat but positive so far in September and October. More than half of their customer base, remember, Gen Z and millennials. And then finally, Dutch Bros CEO Christine Barone saying, quote, "We're seeing really incredible performance out of those younger cohorts." So as I said earlier in the day, it's been really hard to just draw one theme away from this quarter because it's kind of all over the place with the consumer. We're saying they're cautious and a little bit confusing for us to read between the lines. But generally speaking, a little bit more cautious, and I would say picking and choosing where it's worth it for them to spend their money right now, Melissa.
For chains like Sweetgreen, Cava, as well as Chipotle, is there talk of doing more promotional activity in order to get the consumer back, a focus on value maybe, or are they just going to try and ride this out?
I think it's a two-pronged answer, Melissa. I think they will kind of ride it out, but then if you ask some of the executives, like I spoke to Chipotle CEO Scott Boatwright, and he says we need to do a better job of kind of getting our message out around value and what the price point actually is, because the perception is that it's more expensive than it actually is. So I think not necessarily cutting price, but speaking more to what it actually costs and kind of cutting through some of the chatter that's out there. Sweetgreen is a little bit more of a higher price point than at Chipotle. So it depends on the consumer, where you're located, of course, but I think they're going to be kind of fine-tuning that message as we move ahead.